Hey everybody, it's Thomas. I'm joined by Mark.
Here I am.
Yes, you're looking at a pause screen right now because Blood Bowl has no, watch the match together interface. Because why would anyone want to do that with a game, right? So
I don't know. It seems unreasonable.
yeah, it's crazy. Cyanide, everybody. So we're going to resume in 3, 2, 1 now. We're watching a game between Greyduck's Chaos team and Zach's Undead team. We're going a little bit fast here, as you can see, counting down quickly here. We might slow this down a little bit if it's too fast, but generally, if you're not playing the game, you don't really need the full 2 minutes to talk about what's happening in the game.
No, certainly.
So these are two teams that hit really hard, really hard. I mean, Smiley hits harder than anybody, obviously, but these mummies are still pretty brutal, and they don't have wild animal or anything annoying on them, so yeah, both these teams can mix it up. Zach also has the advantage of having a guard piece. He has fewer than he did before, but he still has a guard piece, and while Greyduck does have horns, that only gets you so far, so we'll see what happens here. I think I predicted Greyduck was going to win this matchup, though. And in fact, I kind of know she did because I already did my recap for the week. But we're going to go into it and just look at the plays, basically.
You can't forget the guard on Smiley, Thomas. They both have a guard piece.
I know, but Smiley is so in your face and punchy that, I mean, And Frenzy Guard is kind of unreliable, as you can testify to.
Well, that's different on my team. My guys like to splash on the ground and try to hurt guys.
Right. I mean, your guard is unreliable for multiple reasons, basically.
I've only got the one piece as well.
But it's first possession for Zach, which is a pretty big deal, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of this setup, because I don't know why. Jessup does this too. Why have all these pieces in back? This does you no good whatsoever. Lily's rearranging to be a little more sensible. So these whites should be way up front here, ready to do damage.
Right. Yeah, if you're going to walk into a cage, the cage is going to be forward, not back where you picked up the ball.
Yeah, and the ghouls are plenty fast. He only needs one ghoul back here, basically. The 4 agility ghoul could be back there, hanging out.
Pouring rain.
Yeah, pouring rain. That's going to be a pretty big deal, actually. So that means that Zach should pretty much only pick up the ball with Jigsaw, basically. 50-50 chance is not what you want to be blowing rerolls on at this point. Yeah, I don't know. Well, and even then, he's going to cage up with his skeletons, I guess, which doesn't make any sense at all. I have no idea what he's doing here. This is bonkers.
Just kind of overloading the side there.
Which is fine. I mean, the Chaos team isn't fast enough to really react very well, but then you still want to be using the whites to be a screen thing. And even if you are going to commit to one side, why choose the Smiley side to go for it?
Right. Make that thing do as many rolls as it needs to get over there.
Yeah, exactly. Do have a KO right away, which is pretty good. Just on a no-nothing SPP Beastman, though. Oh, the jump-up Beastman. That's actually kind of unfortunate for Greyduck here. Mummy Blitz gets a knockdown. Nothing for it, though. So this is actually a pretty okay turn. Aside from this setup here, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, the wall is just an easy way to get all of your guys tied up by 2 or 3 pieces.
Well,
and then you got to dodge away or try to hit that piece.
Greyduck's got a 5-strength Chaos Warrior. It's actually in the dirt right now, but that can still tie up some of this here. And Smiley can easily clear anything in this line here. Yeah, look, and so there's just a clear path for Leopard to start swinging around here to try to threaten the ball carrier already. I don't know. I really think Zach made a huge mistake here in committing forward. And even then, he should have moved up skeletons to mark some of these pieces, or moved up zombies to mark some of these pieces. I don't know. He's playing like an elf team, and he's definitely not playing an elf team.
Well, when you get plus agility on your ghoul, maybe you think you are.
I mean, dodge for agility is pretty good. Smiley Blitz here onto the mummy. Both results are good. Oh, badly hurt already, and a regeneration fail. Niggling Injury actually doing a thing here. That would have been a KO had Niggling Injury not procced. So, pretty big deal, actually. As first turns go, I think Greyduck definitely comes out ahead here.
Yeah, taking out one of those pieces that can, the only ones that can really threat the Chaos Warriors or the Minotaur.
Yeah, and I guess I was a little remiss in not mentioning the guard on the mummies as well. Dauntless failure, fails again, gets double push at least. This is kind of a crazy move on Jessup's part to start with Dauntless. I mean, Dauntless block is pretty good, but it's not that good. These poor mummies, they can't... Now, I don't know why he didn't follow up here. Yes, it kind of puts the mummy alone, but that's something you could fix by moving other pieces around. Whereas now she's just totally freed up these two pieces down here.
Right. I mean, there's a mentality that if he does follow up, he does give up a free 2-die block from Tiger onto his mummy as soon as Link stands up. So I can get why he wouldn't.
Yeah, but I mean, if he blitzes through here, I don't know. It just seems overly cautious. Ran out of time too, which is a little unfortunate because he definitely wanted to hit more pieces here. Although blitzing with a meter maid is maybe not a necessarily winning idea when you've got whites that could do that. This kind of half cage is pretty okay though. It will take some effort for Greydek to break through that, but he's not exactly going to be advancing forward anytime soon either.
Yeah, and with one of his mummies gone, just trying to clear piece for piece at this point is going to be probably a losing game.
Yeah, because the mummies do have guard on them, which is not to be underestimated. One nice thing that that Zach does, I'm going to call him Jessup as always, that Zach has going for him is he does have a lot more pieces on the sidelines than Greydek does. So if he can start getting some advantages, that might be okay, but here's this blodge piece coming to threaten the side of the cage, which will be a little annoying here. Zach does have his 4-strength ghoul next to Jaguar, though, so that's pretty good. Smiley might change some of that, though. Oof, yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to Greydek after our match today, and she was trying to make the case that Smiley is not the most dangerous piece in the league, and I was not having any of that argument.
Yeah, Smiley, with Jessup's monster rat ogre eating the grave a long time ago, Smiley is well and above best player in the league.
At least skills wise. I mean, we may have a contender for just best player. I don't know who that may be, but I think we may have another.
Yeah, contender. I mean, I think sure overall there might be a league MVP that's better, someone who's scored some more touchdowns and things like that. Because I mean, Smiley is just a punching machine, but as an individual piece goes, this is the piece I think everyone is most afraid of.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really like what Zach's doing over here. He's using the mummies to clear a path in the middle, but he doesn't have a way to get to that section. What he could do is what he's doing now and just run backwards. Oh, what just happened there?
That was certainly a thing that happened.
That was a 6+ roll. Because while the zombies do have 2 agility with the rain, there's a -1 on the catch. So that was very lucky for a second.
There you go.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta make big plays, Thomas.
Yeah. Even then, this isn't very protected.
This is pretty easy to get in here.
Where is her strip ball piece? That's the big question. Did that get knocked out? No? Should be right.
No, it's next to the downed zombie.
Oh, okay. So that's one nice thing that Zach is going for at this point. But even then, this is not a safe place to be.
This is going to get kind of a bubble.
Yeah, go for it.
Going around here.
A 2-die block on the mummy here. Gets the defender stumbles. That's a really big deal. Yeah, this zombie's in a lot of trouble. Because the mummy can blitz from the ground. But it might be safer if Usain Bolt actually blitz. Lana kind of said, but it might not matter. Oh, failed GFI. Success on the reroll. Double success on the second GFI. Just gets a push, though. Agile warriors.
Yeah, this zombie's in a tough spot right now. Very tough spot. And that white is probably just going to get surfed next turn.
Yeah, kind of feel like he might even want to throw the 2 red dice. I don't know, that's pretty tough. So yeah, Zach is not in a good spot right now. His pieces are... I mean, it's not impossible, though. If Beetlejuice hands off to Jigsaw, it's slightly more protected, which is honestly what I would look to do. Handoff's a guaranteed pass. 4 agility makes it, still a 3+. That was a mistake, though. Definitely should not have moved back over there. I don't know why that happened. Oh, okay. Well, okay. So if he blitzes with Usain Bolt on this piece, it might be okay. Okay. Gets the push.
And now what is the real question, though, Thomas?
Well, so I don't think Beetlejuice has used his action yet. So Beetlejuice can hand off to Jigsaw, and the ball's a little bit safer then. I really emphasize the concept of a little bit safer. And just time management is eaten into Zach here. Not doing enough quickly means that Fat Knuckles is going to eat the sidelines pretty hard here in a second. This mummy's probably going to go down to... Okay, I kind of like this play, actually. Oh, KO on that piece is a pretty big deal. That was a block tackle zombie.
Tackle not that big a deal in this
matchup.
matchup.
Well, Leopard Corinthian is a blodge piece. And since Fat Knuckles is the other tackle piece, it's kind of a big deal for Zach at this point, because he doesn't really have a good way to deal with Leopard Corinthian otherwise.
There's the Surf's up.
Surf gets a stun, so no big deal at least, but that means that this drive went from hard to pretty much impossible. Oh, another casualty. Regen works at least, but that's the ball free, and that means pretty much any one of these guys can pick up the ball now. Is the extra piece on the field here? Yeah, Ocelot Atlas is over here. Block, block. Ran out of time here. Both these coaches running out of time here. And it's not something that can be underestimated. I mean, you're basically giving up blocks at that point. Blocks and movement when you run out of time.
Right.
But this
it's interesting, too, because it comes for... Seems like 2 different reasons where with Zach it may be more due to inexperience, but Greydek at this point is pretty seasoned, so it's more kind of a methodical thinking that causes it to be slower.
Yeah, trying to decide which is the best choice can definitely slow down. That's happened to me a couple times this season already. Should be a pretty... I don't know. This is not an easy blitz choice, basically, at this point. Mummy throws the red dice, gets the knockdown. I kind of like this, actually. Help clear this up a little bit. Put a little bit more pressure on the ball to try to recover it. None of these are good blitz targets, and yeah, Zach's just going to run out of time, I think, here. Yeah.
Big issue when playing Greydek's team here is that when you get down a piece or 2 with some removal, then the 5 pieces that have strength 4 and above are really, really tough to deal with.
Yeah, and then there's always the guaranteed 4+ blitz here. Really risky handoffs and pickups here, but it works out for her. And this means that Lionic has a pretty good shot of making it to the end zone. Not impossible, though. Certainly Usain Bolt can go dodge up. Even with this, well, this Beastman there makes it pretty hard for Jigsaw to get free, but might not be impossible. Let's do it here. Oh, gets the defender down. Oh, that stun is really unfortunate. Usain Bolt being down means that this ball is really hard to retrieve at this point, because I don't think his strip ball piece is on the pitch at all. Or I'm not even sure if he has a strip ball piece at this point.
It's probably on the skull pile somewhere.
Probably. Doesn't look like he does looking at the sidelines here. But yeah, who knows? What else we got here? More hits. I don't see this touchdown not happening, basically. And I don't see it not happening on like turn 8, which is pretty unfortunate for for Zach here.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things where you can kind of just milk it and not give any hit chances or extra chances for that zombie to stand up.
Yeah. Well, even then, I mean, I think she can just take her time, because it'll be her turn 6, so she might have to stall for a turn at that point, but even then, she's perfectly safe in doing so, and that way, continued domination. Dauntless does a thing. It's the knockover. He should follow up here, though. This is a mistake to not follow
up. Or at least walk next to them.
Yeah. This is a problem that Andrew has as well, of just not following up when it's a really good time to. And this ball is pretty much locked down at this point.
Unless you're really down on pieces, you should almost, in my opinion, always follow up with alignment if you're not playing like an elf team.
Yeah, if you're playing a more finesse, lower armor value team, there's no real good reason to follow up most times. But for both these teams, following up is pretty much all the teams in the league. Following up is a pretty good default thing to do.
Make the opponent throw dice.
Yep.
Even if they're two dice, a lot of times you can get them with red. Burn rerolls are in the turn.
Yeah. Mighty Blow not really doing any good favors for Grey Duck this game, but don't think he really has to.
No.
Really gets a good stun here. This pretty much guarantees that this ball is going in. There's no way Zach can get to the ball, really. It's possible for Usain Bolt to blitz out, potentially, but that would be the only real chance at that point.
Well, even then, like, if you get that piece out to try to threaten it, you can just score. Like, it can't reach it in one turn, so there's no way it can really stop it.
Smiley being very well behaved just makes this dodge out even more annoying. Smiley lucky hasn't picked up tentacles yet, but it'd still be a pretty hard dodge out regardless. -2 with dodge is still not fun with 3 agility.
Yeah, it just goes to show, like, this drive is... Zach's not really had a chance to get back into it, and it seems to be all from that mummy piece being gone after the first turn of Grey Ducks. So impactful.
Yeah, I mean, and just the initial positioning of deciding to go towards the Minotaur didn't help, and not really seeming to have a clear plan of that. I mean, I think if you're going to use the mummies as a driving point instead of like a rotational point, you need to advance with the mummies up the middle. You need to secure that center and really just push. Or what I think was probably the better play against a team like Chaos is to just screen them off using your cheap, really disposable pieces that can really take a beating, like these skeletons and zombies. Not that a bunch haven't gotten knocked out, but try to screen off this very much stronger, harder hitting team. And try to scoot your much faster ghouls around, because the ghouls are faster than anyone else on this team, hands down. If he wants to play really saucy, he could run Jigsaw down independently and then use one of his other ghouls or any of his 3 agility pieces to lava toss to the ghoul or to Jigsaw at that point. But this
Rain makes it a little tough for that, but
yeah, I mean that's what I said. If he's trying to be really saucy, but. Oh, okay. I was going to say this might be a surfed ghoul, but instead it'll be a stunned ghoul.
Safest place to be.
Yeah.
On the sideline with a Minotaur standing over you.
Yeah. So what can Zach do here? Not a lot. Dodge out Jigsaw. Oh. Double 1 will end that turn pretty quickly. And Grey Duck should just score at this point. There's not really any great hits worth taking. I guess Smiley could blitz Chubba the Hutt, but padding out the stats.
Gotta love it.
And that's halftime. So Zach has a tall order here because Grey Duck is receiving this half, which is not something that she probably wants to deal with. Gets the stand up at least, but yeah, this will be a pretty tough half for Zach. Not impossible, certainly, but I think a tie is probably his best odds at this stage.
Yeah, and even that is going to be a bit of a tall order.
Yeah, the mummy being out is a problem. Let's see how he positions for this kickoff, though. Boy, Meter Maid has not gotten a step on anybody, really, this game. Really, probably the biggest indicator of how poorly that drive went for Zach.
Right. You got to get Smiley on the ground, a turn or two, and try to get an assist or two on the step, and just go for it.
Yep. Because the Minotaur is such a huge just problem for any team to deal with.
It can hit any piece in the game.
Yeah.
That's the problem with it. It can hit any piece in the game well.
Yes. I mean, there's some exceptions, but if you don't have other protective pieces there, it's kind of a problem. I do like and dislike elements of Zach's setup here. I do like that he's got the guard mummy positioned on the second line here, because it discourages following up, but it doesn't discourage it that hard. Especially because Smiley can easily just position here, and for example, if Jaguar Doric punches Meter Maid away, then Smiley can just run over and crush Chubba the Hutt pretty hard.
Yep, need another piece kind of back by the Chubba there to make any sort of blitz in be painful.
Yes. So Greyduck just has to grind her way down the pitch. I don't even think she has to worry about caging necessarily. Just punch, punch, punch. We'll see who decides to pick up or who will end up carrying the ball here. The rain is a pretty big deciding factor on that. Gets a quick snap. Ball might be landing off field though. I don't know. The replay is...
No, distance was only 2. It looks like it's very unlikely it goes off.
But we'll see. We'll see what direction where he picked for his target here.
Sometimes you do get saucy without kick. I've done it before.
Yeah, I mean, 50%. Depending on where you pick to, it might not be that bad. But I'm not seeing the... it looks like it didn't go very far at all, so no big deal. Lionic, it looks like he's going to pick up this ball, I would guess, with Ocelot Atlas there as well. Although probably the better play is to have Ocelot Atlas pick up the ball, move forward, and then hand off to Lion Ionic. That way, Lion Ionic doesn't have to move backwards at all. And while I was saying, Greyduck can just grind her way down the field, she doesn't have to. It's honestly in Greyduck's best interest to score as soon as possible to kind of lock down the game. Anytime I think you can get the 2-0 is something you should go for as much as you can. And 2-point advantage really is a good thing to get in Blood Bowl.
Yeah, certainly is the timetable makes it quite hard to get around it.
This is a big deal, though.
There it is.
It does... too bad Meter Maid's on the ground with a stun, otherwise it might be worthwhile to actually move up and hit. Oh, that needed to be a knockdown there. Blitz with the tackle piece. Knocks that down. Oh, see, he should have advanced here. There's no reason not to advance. Especially if he's doing that, he's denying an assist here on the foul that he should take. Either way, there's no reason not to follow up here at all.
Well, there's no real way to get to the foul itself if you advance there.
No, it wouldn't be that bad, actually. If you move Beetlejuice up one square, you can move someone else over to foul. Or just foul with Beetlejuice.
Well, Beetlejuice would have had to go through a tackle zone to get the step.
Nope. Just, it's totally clear. There's no one
Well,
there.
no, if Fat Knuckles had followed up. That was what you were saying with your issues with what?
No, I mean, what could happen is if Beetlejuice moved forward one square, someone could go in between the mummy and him to step then.
You're right.
Not that there were free pieces to do so, but it seems like a missed opportunity. Either way. And Wild Animal is just well behaved. So, God.
It's really not that bad of a negative trait, to be honest.
No. KO here is a pretty big deal, though. Because Sure Hands is probably the highest percentage chance with the rain. Maybe a little bit of a wasted reroll from Greyduck there. I wouldn't have rerolled to pick up at that point.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, it's fine. But it's certainly...
And already down to 1 with 2 turns in is not great.
Yeah. See, again here, this should have been a follow-up. There's no reason not to follow up here. Yeah, I'm baffled by this choice. Jigsaw's in kind of a bad spot here. But not that bad. It can dodge out. Might actually be worth it to blitz with Fat Knuckles onto Lynx here, and then Jigsaw has a pretty clear path outwards towards the ball. Dodges backwards, which is fine. Ooh, gets a KO here with 4 strength. Should move up to cover the ball more, and decides not to. He's not putting really any pressure on this ball, which I think is a mistake. Yeah, the pieces are close, but they're just close. There's no one. I mean, he could have. There's 2 ways he could have marked this ball here, and he chose not to both times. This is a very terrifying line, though, for Greydek to have to deal with. There's a lot of zombies to crush through, and there's a fair amount of support here. Finally gets the pickup. Scoots forward into cage position.
Yeah, this isn't a bad cage. You can kind of just make those mummies get in each other's way, or the zombies rather, get in each other's way, trying to keep up with the ball.
Yep, clear the skeleton here, and we should be just fine. Ooh, stun there is very good as well. It basically becomes a huge roadblock. Yeah, this cage is quite solid at this point. Leveled up Chaos Warriors, apparently, when they hit level 3, get some sort of weird, like, hair knot around them. So that. Weird. Yeah, so this is the problem here. Because Zach didn't put any pressure on either side of the ball, where he had opportunities to do so, Greg's able to cage off, and then this team's lack of mobility is being a problem at this stage. Mummy can certainly move up in blitz. Dauntless does a thing here, which is pretty good. So what should probably happen here is some sort of blitz needs to happen to clear the... Yep, there we go. Follow up.
I hope. I really hope there's a follow-up there.
Well, he didn't follow up, but he needs to move then.
Neither happens.
This is not a good choice.
No. I would have actually liked that blitz to go on Lynx instead of Tiger, to be honest.
Yeah, I would too, because
try
then,
to get ahead of the ball, because otherwise now the mummy's, even if he did follow up, he's behind the ball, and he's never going to catch up to it again.
Yeah. Okay, so either way, yeah, I mean, if with clearing that piece too, you could have moved Fat Knuckles to be also on top of the ball carrier. And again, you could have moved Usain Bolt on top of the ball carrier and didn't do so. There should have been 3 to 4 pieces on the ball carrier, and now there's none. Greydek can just keep moving the cage forward pretty much with impunity at this stage. Because Smiley can blitz the mummy clear, no problem. And then everything else is just easy pickings.
Wild Animal is not always going to work. But
I mean, it's worked so far this game. And there we go. Gets the block and KO on the mummy. That makes this drive pretty much unstoppable for Zach at this point.
And another one.
Oh. This,
Yeah, it just went real downhill. A couple of mistakes, and then a couple of injury rolls going against you, and you're up against a giant hill here now.
And I'm certainly... Even putting all those pieces on the ball would not guarantee that all this would happen. It just makes it harder. I mean, yes, Greydek had pieces to do it. Lyanna could have punched the pieces clear, but the whole idea is, like we've been saying, pretty much everybody, you want to make your opponent roll dice. You want to make things more difficult for your opponent. Yes, Greydek got a lot of hits and KOs, but could have easily gone there. Oh, got an injury here. Just a badly hurt on a 0 SPP piece with Skeletor.
No big deal.
Yeah, not a problem whatsoever here. Like to see Meter Maid stand up here. I'm kind of surprised Usain Bolt didn't just go for the blitz on the ball carrier. I mean, it's like a minus a million dodge, but sometimes you got to do it. I don't know what's happening here, though. Okay, follow up.
Meter Maid does get up.
follow up, move forward.
Pressure the ball. What are these concepts? I don't know.
I could see Sauron moving up at least instead to that slot, but I don't know. This is a giveaway now. It's only turned, and I don't know. This would be okay behavior if Zach was the one that was one up. You know, you're just trying to slow the Chaos team down. You're behind some major pieces.
You know, we said it earlier. This is okay behavior if he's playing elf ball.
Yeah, he's not playing elf ball though.
He's not. He doesn't have elves. He doesn't have all that agility. But even in elf ball, you still want to pressure the get your pieces on top of the ball, make him do something.
I mean, it's kind of frustrating because Zach's done a great job of cracking this cage. Pretty much, I mean, wide open the first time and then relatively open this time. And he's just not doing anything with it. You know, in elf ball, you still flood the cage with 3 or 4 pieces just to make it impossible to go anywhere.
Well, the animal fires on the turn, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because it's still...
How helpful.
Yeah. And this is where wild animal being the trait instead of really stupid or bonehead is a really big deal. Because if that was really stupid, it would be a lot easier. Although Bobcat Plinth moves to fill the hole anyway.
Yeah, but Bobcat didn't need to fill that hole.
Right, Bobcat could have pressured the rest of this too. So this is in the other world. Leopard Corinthian can be shoved by Beetlejuice, and then some blitzing can occur. Honestly, what probably should happen is Usain Bolt should blitz Puma Pedestal, I think. And then Skeletor and, well, it's already moved, but Skeletor and Jace, okay, I don't even know what's happening now. Rerolls the defender, stumbles, follows up finally. Doesn't
all
put
pressure.
2 pieces on the ball when he could. I think this might be a case of Zach just not having a lot of experience coming to the fore here, not knowing when it's good to follow up. But this is, I don't know. What I would have liked to see is, what I was starting to allude to, is Usain Bolt should have hit Puma Pedestal clear, and then Jason and or Skeletor can move up to help mark the ball as well. That would have been my preference. Because now this is going to happen, where the single piece is going to get blitz cleared.
And it's like you didn't even have any pressure at all.
Yeah, and now Ocelot Atlas can just scoot forward. Although the saucy thing to do would be to hand off to Tiger Tuscan. Or even Lionic, who she moved forward here. So, alright, we're doing good. And yeah, there's just
that can wait.
There's no pressure here whatsoever. Yeah, handoff can wait. In this case,
yeah,
the ball
at
is
this
now.
point, all Zach's pieces are just tied up and cannot get back to the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard for it to play when you're behind against a stronger team, no doubt. And wild animal is just not a thing in this game, apparently.
Not when it matters.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, when you're playing behind with weaker pieces, it's definitely hard choices to make, and especially with this team being kind of slow in some places, it can be painful. But I don't know. I feel like Zach gave it a lot of easy opportunities he had by just not clicking that yes button when it asks if you want to follow up. But now at least he can. I mean, he's got to make do at this point.
Yeah, he's not gonna win or even tie. So in the group stage here, I think you just have to try to get some pain in. Not much else to be done.
Yep, get some pain in, get some hits in.
Try to get some SPP out of the deal.
Yeah, and the nice part, I said this in the recap video, but the nice part about this format over last season is because it's double the length, having one loss isn't that big of a deal. You're not basically out of playoff contention at that point, but it's still not something you want. These games, oh,
that's not the kind of injury you want either. You're supposed to be dishing it out.
Yeah.
At this stage, not dodging away and getting it dished out on you.
Yeah, this next game can be pretty brutal at this stage. So I was gonna say, yeah, I'd like to see Great at this point spending most of the turn trying to hand the ball off, because these pieces aren't going to threaten the ball. Hitting is nice, but the more important thing, would be to
That's
get
incredible.
catch fails, bounce back, amazing. Well, see, that's why it's good to start doing it this turn, because then you have one more turn to give it another shot, basically.
That is incredible luck to get that ball back and catch it in the rain.
Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't even need the extra arms.
No.
Yeah, this is fine. I mean, Smiley fell over, apparently. When did that happen? Oh, yeah, I see. Okay, Usain Bolt did the hit.
I surround that piece and step on it right now.
That's what I would do. Is Meter Maid out? Yeah. But either way, still got pieces to do the hit with. No, Meter Maid isn't out. Meter Maid's just used its action already. Either way, Sauron should move back. Nope, that was not the place to go. Both down. Attacker down is going to be a punch. Yep.
Yep. Bobcat is a nice piece. It's not Smiley.
No.
It's just not.
No. Okay, so handoff attempt number 2, which I think is totally worth it. She's won the game at this point. Might as well go for the feed. There it is. There's a 6.
Yep, there's a 6.
And that's level 3 on this 5 strength jerk bag.
Everybody loves a plus strength piece, right?
Well, 5 strength with normal strength and mutation rolls is a pretty big deal.
Yep.
The pieces, in many ways, could become better than Smiley. Not that there's time for that, but once it gets Block and Mighty Blow, it's almost the equivalent of having another werewolf. It's better than a Minotaur at that stage. Gredic playing very normal, scared last turn ball. Put all your nice things in back, put your crap in front, and hope for the best. Although I could see good arguments for putting Leopard Corinthian on the line here, because it has Blodge. It's less likely to get damaged, but
honestly, if you just flood the entire line, Zach doesn't have the strength to get good blocks on any of your pieces.
That's true. That would be the other way to do it as well.
He would get one, I think, good hit with guard, and that's it.
Yeah, guard on one of the Beastmen, probably. Well, we'll see what happens here. He's got 3 hits and a blitz to work with, so we'll see what happens. I would definitely foul one of these jerks. Jaguar is probably the target of choice.
Gotta get on the ground first. I've had issues with that in the last turn hits in the past.
We'll see what happens. This is the Blodge piece at least, so it shouldn't be impossible. Where's the 4? I'm kind of surprised that Usain Bolt isn't facing anybody.
Oh, rock. We've got a rock.
Oh, who gets hit? Oh, white. That's unfortunate. Okay, so yeah.
That's the replacement for the one I killed.
I know. So yeah, I mean, Zach should just do the hits at this point. Defender stumbles, that's a good one to start with. Gets a stun, that's almost what he wants. Yeah, I'm really surprised Usain Bolt isn't touching Jaguar for the 4 strength hit. I guess he's saving it for the blitz maybe, but even then, you want the easy hit first with the piece that you might get SPP on.
Or want to get the SPP on.
Yes, okay, but Usain Bolt should for sure do the blitz here. And assuming he gets a knockover, then Beetlejuice should do the foul because Meter Maid is not being engaged correctly. Okay, both down push is not the way to do it either, so looks like it's not going to happen. Might be worth it to foul level 2 piece. Oh, pickup failed. Okay. Well, that's the game.
There is that.
Pretty... I don't know, rain was definitely a factor for both these teams. Made things difficult when they didn't need to be, but I think the big story is just not following up and losing the mummies early on.
Yep. Those are the one way you can kind of combat this chaos team is you got to have high strength pieces of your own, and all of Zach's got removed, and then it's just a real uphill battle from there.
Yep. And even then, I mean, he gave away a lot of opportunities he didn't have to. It's just made the drive a lot easier. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you later.
Bye.